Hi my friends, welcome back to my channel. If you enjoy this content, maybe press subscribe, like, and tell your friends, and make some comments. Today I'd like to talk to you once again about the subject of history, present, past, and future. Here I am in this place I have been many moons, my meditation spot in this cold water paradise in the Santa Cruz Mountains. Many people, hundreds of people, some have never left these mountains because they adore them so much and are so well protected by the nature spirits here, loving nature. And so, as we spend time in nature, we get to sit with our thoughts if we meditate or just relax. If we don't bring our cell phone, if we don't bring these computers, we have ourselves to keep us company. If we come in the woods alone, come in the woods as a couple, and you have the most romantic spot. We live in a world of duality. Why do we live in a world of duality? What is the origin of this biblical story that occurred in 3 different versions in the first several books of the Old Testament? I took Old Testament in college. And what is the story of the snake and the apple supposed to represent? Well, the inverted ones have taught us that it's because we have wisdom. Because we have wisdom, we have duality. It's because of the perversion. It's because of the inversion of wisdom. It's because we got the idea from the reptile force that wisdom can be used for me and me only. I'm the wisdom. It's mine. My wisdom. My town. My meditation spot. All through the day. I me mine, I me mine, I me mine. And we have many dualities proclaiming their authority over us, that they have the power. We have us and them, near and far. And if I have $220 to hop on the metal bird in 4 or 5 hours, there is no near or far. We time travel for many years now, people. It's just a rudimentary form. We have Big and Little, Mr. Big and Mr. Little. And nobody wants to watch my channel because I'm a guy in a tent. Nobody cares what I think. They'll talk about the truth to me in person for 10-15 minutes, at least twice a week. But they have a lot of rent. They have a lot of property tax. They're important. Or their husband or wife thinks I'm a freak. They don't want to hear about it. They don't want to hear about the Zetas. Okay. Well, the more you don't know, the more you don't wise up. The more you don't wise up, the more you don't get real and clear with the spirit. Just like if I don't know the secrets you know, maybe I won't be clear in that way. Okay, in the AI transhuman cult that the world is trying to pull you into, what is the intention? Going back to my other video, what is the reasoning? What is the original point. In the death cult, you find people who can make lots of money. You can find people who can orchestrate ways to generate millions and billions of dollars to maintain their control. But find one with spiritual maturity. Find one who would be willing to walk with Yeshua and have a long conversation. They're far too childish, far too afraid, far too scared. Would BG be able to do what they did if they weren't terrified and very childish? Now, what happened in Reiner Fuelmich's case? Now, does anyone know? Please comment. Give me a comment if you know what has happened there. But remember, they say when people are enlightened, they often appear as a little child. And why is that? And what is the difference? Well, this Osho, took it too far, hiring Sheila. But beside that, studying Gurdjieff, he was able to be shrewd, help people to wake up to the truth, and be as childish as he wanted. Intentionally. It's called intentional childlike behavior. Now, when you're having a lot of anxiety, when you're freaking out worried, you're running late for an appointment to pay your property tax, your rent, your doctor's appointment, you feel a wave of anxiety. And again, whether it's them or you, whether it originates from your zodiac archetype or from electronic invisible sound frequency spread zeta technology, wherever the source is, the moment you identify, I gotta go, I'm stressed out, you will not be allowed to watch this video because it's too much, you can't handle the healing. Well, wake up and handle the healing and get over it and get over Satan and get over Satan's emotions destroying the quality of your day. I'm not saying I always practice what I preach. Sometimes I revert back. Well, I'm learning to maintain the clarity in my brain because it's my job to teach this stuff in the future if I become decent enough. Otherwise, I'm a poet and a musician, and you're just going to have to put up with me in that way if you want to hear what I have to say. There's so much nurturance in emptiness in places where they can't dump as many microwaves out. They dump a lot here. This is one county over from Santa Clara. But right here next to this water, the negative ions have been generated. And these negative ions are clearing my energy, clearing my etheric body as I talk. Even getting a little bit of, actually I'm not even hurting myself because the thing's far enough away. So the further we go into this death cult, particularly this new AI Lucifer death cult, the more willless, the more confused, the more incoherent, the more incapable, the more heartless we will feel and become. The more obedient we are to these things, the more the B's we take, the more we obey, the less free will. It's real obvious. And it's always the Decepticon's way, even if you didn't take the inoculation, to use distraction, fear, control trip, worry, to manipulate you. And this is how it's always been done. Now they've just, they become, gold-plated mind control artists when they were just platinum, man. They become perfect mind control artists. But I'm sorry, it's a worthless skill at the behest of the fallen one because they have no respect. The kingdom come is about self-respect, understanding the Christos within your heart. is the real will of God, is when you reclaim it. It does not come from the authority figure that was invested in the draconian, institutionalized society of lies. It comes from within you. But only if you are harmless, only if you respect your soul and everyone else's, because you don't get to play around with these bodies and have fun and create unless you have a basis of self-respect and respect for others. And that's why I am still a hermit, because I'm still working it out in the realms of forgiveness, self-acceptance, and learning. But I've decided to do it publicly here, even if it's only an audience of 9, because you know why? I have nothing to hide and everything to share. I've been a hermit a long time. I've learned a lot. I've escaped death, at least 9, 12 times or so. Sometimes at my own hands accidentally. I've learned many things. And I'm here to say the wisdom is a river from now and in the future. It's the opposite of this college system. It's the opposite of the good times. It's the opposite of the daily newspaper. It's the opposite of all the mainstream media. It's a river. I am a river from my first breath to my last. I am a river of love, wisdom, and music pouring forth for you. And I hope that you enjoy it and bring the sacred oneness back to you where it belongs if you forgot it, and so that you never forget. The queendom in your heart is always there.